Mutz knocks Bland's shot out of bounds, but Middle will have it. Steve Corbo into the game for the Hermits. Middle leading 7-4. Neither team scored in a while. 3:15 to go first quarter. High post to Kerr. Bland steps in, 17-footer, didn't get the roll. Rebound. It's going to go off of the prep and out of bounds. DePazo for three, right off the inbounds, an air ball. Rebound taken by the prep, but stepping on the line was Seward. And Middle inbounds. Pass in the post was tipped. Kerr trying to rip it out of there, and it's stolen away by the prep. Here's Seward pushing, bounces over to Nelson. Nelson around the man, kicks out. Kennedy for three, that's short. Rebound, and we're going to have a foul on Vastoria, knocking into Will Neal. Third team foul. On the prep, and now the prep's going to show a 1-3-1, kind of a three-quarter court pressure defense here. Lobbed ahead, passed across. Wow, Middle got a break there. Will Neal was throwing a pass that was going to go out of bounds, but Nate Siegel didn't know that and reached up and tipped it for the prep, so Middle retains possession. 2:31 to go, and again, neither team has scored for about 3 minutes of game time, if not longer. 7-4 Middle on top. Bland left open for three and got the friendly bounce. Middle ahead 10-4. Here's Nelson. Dribble penetrates, gets to the rim. That might have been blocked from behind. Rebound battled for. Vastoria did a good job coming out of there for the prep. Pass in the corner. Siegel dips in. Vastoria now for three. Got it. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Ten 7 Middle. 1:50 to go. First quarter. Bland, kind of a lazy pass. Trey Greer able to come down with it. Goes in the corner to DePazo, and he traveled. $1:40 to go first quarter. Middle ahead by three. Vastoria working against Neal. Now we have a carrying violation called. Marty Caron is in the game for Middle for the first time. And he did a nice job of hedging out there on Vastoria and caused that turnover. Middle breaks the pressure. Bland drives down the lane. Oh, good kick to Greer for a long two. That's off the iron, no good. The rebound hits the basket support, so that is out of bounds. Here comes Rashid Marrow for Middle. He'll replace Bland. 1:10 to go first quarter. And Tanner Kerr will also check back in. Nelson across midcourt, around a teammate's screen. Vastoria for three, off the iron, no good. Rebound taken by Kerr. DePazo does a nice job breaking a 5-second count. Goes over to Caron. Now it's Greer. Greer stops, 15-footer, off the back iron, no good. 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Nelson pushing. Kicks. Siegel thought about a long three. Now it's Seward driving baseline. No good. Rebound taken by Kerr. Kerr will win almost every 50-50 battle in the air with the ball. And he's won 2 of them just on the last 2 possessions, defensive possessions from Middle. Ball tipped away from Greer. He's able to regain possession. 9 seconds to go in the quarter. It's an illegal screen. Good call by the official. Kerr was in good position, but then when the defender tried to go around him, Kerr swung the hip out. That's an illegal screen. 6 seconds to go in the period, and now the Prep has an opportunity to take the last shot. Seward with it. Right side, dips in. Vastoria for 3. No good at the buzzer. End of 1. Middle Township on top of St. Augustine. 10-7. And so far, certainly, this is a far cry from the first time these 2 teams played when it turned into a St. Augustine Prep blowout. The Prep held Middle to 23 for the game and won it 51-23. This game here, it's awfully rare to play a league game on a Saturday, but as we all know, there's been a lot of weather-related cancellations and postponements so far this winter in high school sports. And this game actually was postponed twice by weather. And, of course, now you're getting toward the end of the regular season, so they moved it to this afternoon, kind of a President's Day weekend special. So instead of Matt Ulmer being out on the road making $500-600 with every service call, he's here bringing you this live action between Middle Township and St. Augustine. Of course, this broadcast is being brought to you by Ulmer's Appliance. For all of your appliance repair needs, and please do, call them 24 hours. 10-7 Middle on top as we start the second period here on CapeMayCountySports.com. Prep in a 1-2-2 zone to start the second quarter. It's something you don't see all that often. Here's Bland. It looks like they're matching up out of this a little bit, kind of a matchup zone. And when teams playing this, oftentimes you want to try to attack it in that high post area. Pass by Farraco is kicked. Middle will have possession. Fouls are 3 apiece on each team, so we're still a ways away from the bonus. 7.5 to go before halftime. Greer to Kerr. Kerr back out to Bland. Kerr trying to screen for Bland. Bland can't shake free of Nelson. Now gets by him, floats it, no good. Vastoria the rebound. The Prep looking to run. Up ahead is Mutz. Good pass across. And laying it up and in all in one motion. The catch and shoot was Nate Siegel. Kennedy, nice play defensively on the inbound. The Middle will re-enter it. It's the Prep now picking up full court man-to-man. Greer to Bland. Bland thought about a 3. Farraco, a baseline drive, spins into the top of the lane. Here's Brooks along 2. That is no good. Followed his shot nicely, and the layup is good. Middle's led this one almost from the start. They have a 3-point lead here, early stages, second quarter. Vastoria in the post, along the baseline. If you're a college basketball fan, that Vastoria name might sound familiar. Mike Vastoria's older brother plays at Notre Dame. Kennedy in the corner. Here's Siegel for, Nelson for three, and that's good, and we're tied. (12-12), 5:45 to go before halftime. Farraco holds, puts the ball on the floor to break a 5-second count, trying to get around Siegel. Now it's Greer to Kerr, and he is called for an offensive foul. Seward will come back into the game. Middle showing pressure there. The Prep beats it rather easily. Good teams will always use their big men to break pressure, and that's exactly what they did. They went from Vastoria to Mutz with a good cross-court pass against that pressure. St. Augustine will take a 30-second timeout with 5:09 to go before halftime. Middle Township trying to keep pace with Oakcrest in Cape National 2. That's who they have to battle for second place in the National Conference. They play Oakcrest on Tuesday. If they beat Oakcrest, even if they were to lose this game, they would finish tied with Oakcrest for second place. However, for the purposes of the CAL tournament, the Cape Atlantic League has what they call a Rose Bowl rule, and since Middle was in the tournament last year, Oakcrest would go on the tiebreaker. So Middle would love nothing more than to pull an upset here and then beat Oakcrest on Tuesday, and they would clinch second place all by themselves. Out of the 30-second timeout, here's St. Augustine Prep with the basketball. 5 minutes to go before half. High post Vastoria. Tried a lazy pass down low. It's tipped and stolen by Kerr. Mutz was open, but Vastoria needed to put mustard on that, and he didn't. Here's Brooks, fakes a three. Good kick-out pass. Farraco, deep three. Got it! Prep up quickly, but Middle gets back just as quickly to prevent an easy basket in transition. Kennedy in the corner. Out to Nelson. Middle playing zone here. Here is Seward. A jumper from 12 feet is good. Brian Seward brings the Prep back to within one. Bland working against Nelson. Here's Greer. Bounces to Brooks. Brooks traveled. Yes, he did. Slid his pivot foot. Nate Siegel back into the game for St. Augustine. Now the Prep can take its first lead of the game on this trip. 3:40 to go before halftime. Nelson for three. In and out. The rebound to Kerr. Kerr's starting to pile up the rebound numbers. That's at least his fourth or fifth. Greer to the basket, stripped and out of bounds. And Middle will have possession. Here comes Carbo again for St. Augustine. Mutz will sit down. And now Middle will call a timeout with 3:22 to go before halftime. Full timeout. With Middle holding this 15-14 lead, and Middle has to be real happy with the pace of play right now. The Prep wants to play much, much faster than this. But Middle would love for this game to finish somewhere in the 40s, and right now that's about the pace. They lead at 15-14 with 3:22 to go in the second quarter. Middle cannot beat the Prep if this game turns into a shootout. St. Augustine certainly has more offensive firepower than do the Panthers. 15-14, Middle on top with 3:22 to go in the second period. Middle will have the ball out of this timeout. Halftime score, we have Millville leading Atlantic City 32-29. All right, here we go out of the timeout. Here's Trey Greer to inbound. Gets it to Brooks. Turns and shoots. No good. Rebound brought down by Seward. Seward up across midcourt. Goes to Nelson. Nelson to Siegel. Back to Nelson. Siegel now into the lane, and he is held and fouled. Tom Ferracco wanted the walk called, and Dan Bradley, the official, deems it that the hold by his player is what caused the travel, so it's a foul on Middle Township. Inbounding to Vastoria, floater, short, rebound to Kerr. Here comes Greer. Greer bounces to Bland. Bland had it tipped away by Nelson. Restarts the dribble. Takes it right wing, into the lane, off the glass, no good. Kerr, the offensive rebound. The putback is good. Middle back up by 3. 2.5 to go before halftime. Nelson. Floater, no good. Rebound, Vastoria got it in a foul. And this will be the first free throw attempt of the game by either team. Vastoria could tie the game. Will Neal, Bobby DePazo for Middle. And Kevin Kennedy comes in for the Prep. Justin Mutt's about to come in if Vastoria makes this free throw. He does, and that ties the game at 17 with 2:21 to go before halftime. Prep showing 1-2-1-1 zone pressure now. They're really mixing up their press, trying to throw Middle off, and Middle does turn it over. As Will Neal came down on the line, trying to catch that errant pass from Trey Greer. Prep could take the lead for the first time in the game here. Right side, Corbo. Mutz dips in. Tough shot, no good. Long rebound, loose. And we're going to have a jump ball. Possession to St. Augustine. Minute 49 remaining, first half. The backdoor lob to Mutz. He is fouled by DePazo. The pass was underthrown. Mutz went up. And DePazo kind of rode him out. Mutz went to the floor hard, and we'll get a 1-and-1 for Justin Mutz. Free throw is way short. Not many players react, however. That was a 1-and-1. And possession will go to Middle now on the held ball. Nelson and Vastoria back in. 1:42 to go before halftime. Bland down the lane, no good but a foul. And Jeremiah Bland will get 2 shots. This will be Middle's first trip to the foul line. Free throw is good. Bland with 6 points. And the second one is good. Marty Karen comes back in. (19-17). Middle on top. Here's a steal. Bland going to the basket, and his finger roll is good. Middle by 4, 21-17. Minute 10 to go before halftime. Mutz hands off to Siegel. Siegel against DePazo, goes to Seward. Seward stops at the foul line, leans in, and he traveled. Seward jump stopped, and then what? Although you see it in college basketball on TV all the time, but it is an illegal move. Once you jump stop, you have no pivot foot. So once Seward took another half a step, that's a travel. Here's Middle with 50 seconds to go in the half. Wouldn't be surprised if they held for 1 unless they got a wide open look, as they lead by 4. Mike Farraco in between the 2 circles. Lost the dribble in a bad spot. Got it to Bland. Bland stolen by Kennedy. And we have a foul called against Kennedy on the reach. Only the 5th foul. Holy Spirit lost this afternoon to Haddonfield up at Cherry Hill East Showcase Tournament. Here's Greer working against Kennedy. 20 seconds to go in the half. Greer lost the dribble. Kennedy, great play. Got it to Corbo, and Corbo's layup, he missed it. Rebound by Siegel, no good. Vastoria passes down low, and now this time Corbo lays it in. 2 seconds to go. Here's Bland from half court. That'll be no good long. Middle didn't finish the half well, but they still lead it at 21-19. We'll step away from our audio for a few minutes and come back with the second half here on CapeMayCountySports.com. It's Middle Township 21, St. Augustine Prep 19 at the half. All right, back here at Middle Township here on CapeMayCountySports.com. This key Cape Atlantic National Conference game being brought to you by Ulmer's Appliance. 21-19, Middle Township in the lead over St. Augustine. Middle led by as many as 6 very early in the first quarter. St. Augustine has never had a lead in this game. Middle Township could really use an upset win here to try to stake their claim to second place in the conference and get the automatic bid to the Cape Atlantic League tournament. Here's your scoring for the Prep. Mike Vastoria with 6, Justin Mutz with 4, 3 for Saeed Nelson, 2 each from Nate Siegel, Brian Seward, and Steve Carbo. For Middle Township, Jeremiah Bland with 9, Linnell Brooks with 5, 3 for Mike Farraco, 2 each for Tanner Kerr and Trey Greer. St. Augustine with the ball to start the third quarter, trailing by 2. Middle comes out and man-to-man. They did play one possession of zone in the second quarter. Other than that, they're traditional man-to-man. And a good defensive set so far for Middle. Here's a steal by Farraco. Nelson tried to get into the lane and kick out, and Farraco read it and stole it. Here's Greer. Bland now, who led Middle with 9 in the first half. Drives, pops from 10, no good. Brooks, the offensive rebound, but had it knocked out of his hands. Here's Siegel running. Siegel, and he traveled. Good play by Trey Greer. He batted the ball back into Siegel's chest, and Siegel shuffled his feet. That was not a very good route to the basket taken by Nate Siegel there. He made it easy on Trey Greer to defend the 2-on-1. One 3-1 zone pressure here by the Prep. Bland splits it with the dribble. Farraco for 3. Off the iron, no good, but he was knocked to the deck by Vastoria. And he'll get 3 shots. Check that, it was Justin Mutz who knocked him down. Mike Farraco to the line for 3 shots. Rattles the first one home. This is his first trip to the line. Second free throw is also good. Soft touch again. And the third free throw hits nothing but net. Farraco with 6 points now. Middle showing pressure. Kennedy splits it with the dribble and is bumped and fouled. It was a good job by Kennedy there, crunching low, stepping right through the double team, and took a bump and was fouled. 24-19, Middle, 6.5 to go, third quarter. Nelson. Farraco gambled for a steal, didn't get it. Now we have a travel. And Middle, with a basket here, could take its largest lead of the game, as they have come out on a 7-2 run here to start the second half. Tip from behind and out of bounds. Middle gets it back. This time it's straight man-to-man pressure by the Prep. They may run and jump out of this. That's exactly what they're showing. There's Greer. Got it to Bland. Along the baseline to Farraco. Backdoor cut, and the layup is good. Will Neal. Kennedy up quickly. Fakes a three. There's Mutz in the corner. Mutz driving, shut off nicely by Greer. Excuse me, that's Seward, not Mutz. Mutz not in the game right now. Nelson to Seward, and he traveled. Timeout. St. Augustine Prep. Middle has started the second half. Now it's a 7-2 run. 26-19, they lead. 5:41 to go in the third quarter. Thanks for joining us here on Cape May County Sports.com. And with 5:41 to go third quarter, it's Middle with its largest lead of the game at 7, 26-19. Let me backtrack on my runs that I was talking about here. The score was 21-19 at half, not 19-17. So actually Middle has scored the first 5 of the second half to lead at 26-19. Middle up ahead against the press. They pass across Farraco for 3. Got it! Middle by 10. Nelson to Kennedy. Kennedy lobs it out to Siegel. That was a dangerous pass. Down low to Corbo, back out high. And Nelson resets the offense. Looking for a high ball screen from Vastoria. Good show by Neal. Now Nelson, oh, what a move by Nelson. Couldn't finish. Got the rebound, and the layup is good. That stops a 7-0 run by Middle to start the second half. 29-21, Panthers lead. Here's Bland. Bland got a little wild with the dribble, and Nelson's tipped it away. Here's Siegel running to the basket. The layup is good. So the Prep responds with 4 straight. And Middle calls a timeout. So a 30-second timeout called by Middle as the Prep cuts it to 29-23. With 4:31 to go in the third quarter. Certainly at this stage, one of the best efforts of the season for Middle Township, and obviously St. Augustine not playing up to par. For Middle to be ahead by 6 here in the third quarter. Farraco another 3, that's short. Rebound on the weak side by Kerr. Got it out to Greer. Greer top of the lane is shut off. Middle resets. Pass was tipped by the Prep and out of bounds. .407 to go in the third, Middle by 6. Pass in, tipped, stolen away by St. Augustine. Tough angle to get that ball in bounds. Oh, now Nelson dribbled it right off his own foot. Here's Bland to the basket. No good, but a foul as he was blocked by Kennedy. Blocking foul on Kennedy. That'll send Jeremiah Bland to the line for 2 shots, and he can be the first player in the game in double figures. if he makes at least one of these free throws. First one did everything but go in. Seward back in for St. Augustine. Will Neal on the floor for Middle. Second free throw by Bland is good. Middle will show some pressure here. Vastoria. Pass nearly stolen by Faraco, who gambled, but now here's the Prep running. Getting bumped and fouled right at the half-court stripe was Nelson by Greer, and that actually was probably a good foul by Middle, because had he gotten by Greer, it would have been 3-on-1 there for the Prep going to the basket. It's only Greer's first personal foul. Siegel to Vastoria. They tried to get him on a quick post, and Middle did a good job pushing him away. Seward for three. Off the rim, no good. Long rebound to Bland. He wants to run. Bland down the lane, and he is fouled by a reaching Nelson. That was going to be a very difficult shot for Jeremiah Bland. Nelson would have done well to just simply stick his hands up. But that's going to send Bland to the line for 2 shots. And that's Nelson's third foul with 3.5 to go in the third quarter. Bland rolls the first one home. Kennedy and Mutz back into the game for the Prep. Second one short. Rebound to Vastoria. Middle by 8. They led by as much as 10 earlier in the period. Mutz left elbow jumper, no good. Rebound Vastoria. Siegel top of the lane, no good. Got his own rebound. Spins, dips in, nice move. He was fouled, however, before the shot. And the Prep will have it underneath. .313 to go third quarter. Kennedy. Vastoria. Seward nearly dropped it. Now we have a foul. That one's going to go against Greer. Check that. It'll go against Bland. That's his second. Fourth team foul. Exactly 3 minutes to go third quarter. Glad you could join us this afternoon on CapeMayCountySports.com. Here's Seward. Long three. Siegel got it. Difficult three, but it's good. DePazo with it for Middle. 31-26. Panthers on top with the ball. 2.5 to go third quarter. DePazo around the man. Kicks. Brooks. Long two. Off the iron. No good. Seward running. Off the glass. No good. Rebound to Kerr, and he is fouled. Fourth foul on the Prep. St. Augustine back to its 1-3-1 zone pressure. Greer to Bland. Bland goes cross court to Brooks and gets it back to Greer. Greer slices into the paint, throws too high for DePazo. Greer would have been better off going one more dribble and then throwing a hard bounce pass to DePazo, rather than trying that risky lob, and it goes out of bounds. Siegel Shot might have been blocked by Greer, but the rebound brought down by Mutz. Greer ties him up, jump ball, possession to middle. Faracco replaces Bland. Bland's had a nice game so far on both ends of the floor for middle. DePazo nearly went out of bounds, and now fouled is Greer. That's not a good foul there by Seward. Stuck his hands right into his chest. Easy foul call for the official. Greer working against Seward. Left side to Kerr. Kerr to Brooks along the baseline. Kerr now for three. That's an air ball. It's out of bounds. Steve Corbo checks in again for the prep. Bland will come back in for Faracco. Here's Kennedy. Siegel, another deep three. Got it. He's starting to heat up. He's got 10, 8 of them in this period, and the prep has clawed back to within 2 after middle led by 10 earlier in the period. Kerr at the elbow, goes to DePazo. DePazo into the baseline area. Bounces nicely to Brooks. The layup is good. I don't know how he found them. And middle certainly needed that basket. Siegel now the hot hand. Gives it up to Seward, gets it back. Here's Kennedy, stops, foul line jumper, got it. (33-31). Middle on top, 15 seconds to go in the period. Here's Bland. Goes to Greer, 10 seconds to go. Greer wants a screen from Kerr. Gets it, it's an illegal screen. Kerr was not set again. Same thing happened at the end of the first quarter. And that's partially Trey Greer's fault. He's got to wait for Kerr to get into that area and set the screen and get set. And Greer took off with the dribble before Kerr could get set. And now with 4.9 seconds to go in the period, the prep can tie it or take a lead with a three. Nelson right down the lane. The layup is good at the buzzer. And at the end of three, we are all tied at 33 between Middle Township and St. Augustine here on CapeMayCountySports.com. All right, so we're tied at 33 to start the fourth quarter. Middle, though, led by 10 at one point. In the third. Here is Nelson. Siegel for three. That one's short. Rebound kept alive by Mutz, but Farraco came away with it. And now here's Middle Township. Bland knifing through the lane. The finger roll is good as the Prep defense provides no resistance there. Nelson the other way, stripped, knocked out of bounds. Or excuse me, Bland, as he stripped the ball, was out of bounds. So Prep retains possession here. Middle by 2, early stages, fourth quarter. Siegel a drive. The post of Astoria layup is good. Greer working against Kennedy. Greer down the lane, floater off the glass, didn't get the roll. Vastoria the rebound. Here's Kennedy running to Siegel, layup is good. So at the 6:58 mark of the fourth quarter, St. Augustine has taken its first lead of the game at 37-35. Middle's having a hard time in their set offense of getting open looks here in the after they took that 10-point lead. Here's Greer, a baseline drive, floats in, that's no good. Rebound to Mutz. Nelson charging ahead. Nelson to the basket. Layup is good. Middle needs a timeout. .6:14 to go, fourth quarter, and the Prep has its largest lead, 39-35. And Middle Township in dire need of a basket here. After the Panthers were ahead by as much as 10 in the third quarter. Now as we get set to play here, Dan Bradley giving Justin Mutz of the Prep and Linnell Brooks of Middle a stern talking to. And now the lead official, Paul Spinelli, is bringing both coaches together. Paul Rodeo very animated here. Not exactly sure what this is about. But now they're all laughing, of course. So now after all that, we're ready to go. Bland trapped, got it back to Brooks, lobs it ahead to Greer. Greer left wing. Some contact away from the ball. Farraco fell to the floor. Brooks for three. Big shot, no good. Rebound Mutz. You know, that conversation there among Spinelli, Rodeo, and Ferracco, they could have been talking about their favorite Italian dinners. Here's Nelson, and he is bumped and fouled. That is a real good piece of officiating there by Frank Sipple. He wanted to allow the bump to go through and not have to call a foul, but once Nelson fell to the floor, he felt compelled that he had to call the foul because the foul is the bump is what caused him to fall. Middle showing a run and jump here. 5:20 to go. The Prep leads by 4. Siegel, baseline drive. Layup is no good. Rebound the middle. Here's Greer pushing. Greer, floater. In and out. Rebound Kerr. Follow is good. Big basket for Middle as they trail now by 2. $4:50 to go in the game. Right side pass. Siegel to Kennedy. 3 ball, way short. And the rebound brought down by Brooks. Middle can tie it again. Greer stops, floater, no good. Rebound to Kerr, and he is fouled. Steve Carbo coming back in for St. Augustine. Greer looking, lobs it out to Bland. Bland, top of the lane, dips in, goes to Brooks. Little jump hook is in and out. Rebound by Nelson, and he carried it. Carried the basketball. In his haste to start the fast break, he turns it over, and Middle will get it back, looking to retie the game. In the backcourt to Trey Greer. Working against Brian Seward. Dribble handoff to Bland. Bland behind Kerr's screen. Stops on the wing. Now finds a lane to the basket, and the layup is good. Middle ties it at 39. Nelson to the basket, no good, but a foul. Nelson did a nice job of hanging in the air long enough to draw contact, and he'll get 2 shots. First free throw opportunity here for the sophomore point guard. And both teams now are in the bonus, so any non-team or player control foul will result in free throws for both teams. Exactly 4 minutes to go. First one is good for Nelson. He's in double figures now with 10. Second free throw is also good. Pass nearly stolen. Loose on the floor. It's going to go off the Prep and out of bounds. 3:55 to go in the fourth. Bland pushing. Ferracco, fake the 3, to the basket, kicks. Brooks, floater, good. Boy, either way, this has been a heck of a ball game this afternoon. Approaching 3.5 to go. Tie score. Vastoria pick and pop for 3, no good. Long rebound to Ferracco. Ferracco up the floor against Siegel. And now it's Bland, and now Middle will call a timeout. Remember, the Prep beat Middle earlier this year, 51-23 at St. Augustine. And now we are in a tie game with 3:24 left in the fourth. See what Middle draws up out of this timeout. Panthers with the basketball. Greer down the lane, kicks. Farraco in the corner. Passes across. It's loose. Timeout called by the Prep as Corbo jumped on it. And Kerr, who missed time earlier this year with an elbow injury, comes up holding that at that elbow, but he looks like he's okay. 30-second timeout called by the Prep. So 3:11 to play in the game. Every possession at this point will be critical. Middle has certainly played this game to the pace that they needed, at least to this point. And here comes St. Augustine, looking to go back on top. Siegel right side, lobs it out to Seward. And now Nelson will reset it. .245 to go here in a tie game. The Prep and Middle here on CapeMayCountySports.com. Nelson behind a screen. Now we're at 2.5 to play. Seward. You can hear the Middle Township Panther pack in the background, clapping it up to root for their team. Paul Rodeo doesn't like what the Prep's doing offensively and calls another timeout. Full timeout called by the Prep. 2:18 to go, fourth quarter. And it certainly a game right now that looks like it may come down to the last possession or two. 41-41 tie, 2:18 to go in the fourth. And again, St. Augustine's already wrapped up the National Conference title. For Middle Township, this would be huge if they win here today and then win at Oakcrest early next week. They would earn the second place spot in the National Conference and the automatic bid into the Cape Atlantic League tournament that goes with it. You know, one of these years, we're going to have Matt Ulmer go to the seating committee meeting, and we'll have Selection Friday, I think it would be called, for the Cape Atlantic League tournament. We'll broadcast it live. All right, here's the Prep, 2:15 to go in the game. We are tied at 41. Siegel off a dribble handoff, goes in the corner. Seward, a baseline drive. Corbo blocked by Kerr. Tremendous defensive play by Tanner Kerr, and here's Middle inside 2 minutes now, looking to go on top. Greer takes it right side, hands off to Farraco. Farraco holding against Siegel. Farraco hands to Greer. Boy, at this point, I don't think they do it. The Prep probably wouldn't allow it, but Middle might take be happy to take the last shot. Kerr in traffic had it tipped out of his hands and out of bounds. 1:34 to go. Kennedy checks back in for Siegel. Tied at 41. Many of the fans here at Middle on the opposite side of the floor standing now. Here's Bland. To Greer, back to Bland. Inside a minute and a half to go, tie score. Bland to Greer. Greer down the lane, kicks, Brooks out to Farraco. 1:10 to go in the game. Farraco does well to break a 5-second count. Now Middle will call timeout. 1:06 to go. Tied at 41. And we'll see what Middle decides to do out of this timeout. Oh, they throw it in. It's stolen away by Kennedy to the basket. No good, but a foul. Great steal there by Kevin Kennedy. And he'll go to the line with 1:02 to go in the game. Kennedy makes the first. Second free throw is also good. Inside a minute to go. Middle trails by 2. Bland working against Seward. Good hedge there by Siegel. Or make it Corbo. Here's Bland. Top of the key, 40 seconds to play. Bland spinning, kicks. Brooks hands to Greer. In the post to Kerr. Kerr backs away. 30 seconds to go now. Prep by 2. Here's Trey Greer. Down the lane, kicks. Faracco thought about a 3. Lost the dribble, and Middle has to call a timeout. 17 seconds to go in the game, and it's 43-41. This will be a full timeout. We'll see if Middle decides to go for a 3 here and the win. So Tom Faracco drawing up the play there in the huddle. 17.6 seconds to go. They trail St. Augustine Prep by 2, 43-41. Middle will inbound right in front of their own bench. Brooks to throw it in. Goes in the backcourt to Greer. Kennedy nearly steals it again. And now Middle calls a timeout that I don't believe they have. So it's a technical foul. And the Prep will go to the line for 2 shots and get the ball. And that's a situation there. People have been around basketball for a long time, think they know the rules. The backcourt rules are so complicated, people don't even realize it. Nelson makes the first of the technical free throws. Greer was worried about being back court because he jumped in the air off that inbound. On an inbound pass, there essentially is no back court line. So Greer could have caught that ball and gone back, and he would have been fine. Nelson made 1 of 2. And now the Prep will have it. Middle will have to foul immediately. (44-41), 12.7 to go. Vastoria having trouble. He's got to call timeout, and I believe the Prep is now out of timeouts after this one. 12.7 seconds to go. So Vastoria to inbound. 12.7 seconds to go. They throw it in, and Siegel to the basket, and his layup is good. And that's going to seal it for the Prep. And we have a double dribble called against Middle. St. Augustine's going to survive here at Middle Township. Mike Faracco was trying to seal Nate Siegel off and have that ball go out of bounds. Siegel got around him, picked it up, and laid it in. Siegel with it. He will dribble out the time, and St. Augustine Prep survives here at Middle, 46-41. And Siegel made the big basket, and he had a big second half. He had 12 of his 14 in the second half to lead St. Augustine Prep as they win it 46-41 over Middle Township. Prep goes to 17-2 overall and 11-0 in the conference. Middle drops to 9-9 and 6-5 in the conference. Thanks to Matt Ulmer and Ulmer's Appliance for producing this broadcast. I'm Brian Kniff. Once again, St. Augustine Prep wins it 46-41. Thanks for joining us on CapeMadeCountySports.com.